It's only hour 2. Everyone's eaten, everyone's fed, everyone's fine. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do it.
It's only an hour and a half.
Right? Hey, Jose. We'll be fine.
Hey there, Clark. Party's sparking.
I can't think just bathroom.
Hey, sit down, Trevor!
There's another one.
God!
No, I do have a.
That song. Yeah, can we not do the mouth part song?
Hey, the mouse is respectful.
So you may not be able to believe this, but I was not the athletic prowess of a man that I am today, always. One day I was a small, awkward child, and I thought, this is gonna be a rousing game of football, everybody. Everyone's gonna do their best, and everyone's gonna feel good. I was playing by myself. I leaned back to kick the ball, and of course, I am terrible at football. I kick it, and it gingerly rolls away from me. To be fair, it did go very far rolling. And while I'm feeling down on myself, someone walks up and says, "Spencer, you've got something here. You could be a real kicker someday. You're a champion." And for just a couple of minutes, I was the Aztec warrior of this playground, deflowering virgins and eating hearts left and right. I was Joe Montana. We went to the park for recess. Football game to end all football games. "Spencer, come over here. We need a kicker. And we need a kicker now. You're the only one that can do this for us." I grab the ball and I say, "Yes, I will be your kicker." We line up and I'm going to kick the ball. But as if in slow motion, I Charlie Brown myself and miss the ball in my hands. And it rolls away from me, just about as good as if I had kicked it. And they're like, "Fumble!" And before I knew it, I was on the ground. There was no breath in my stomach. I had fallen from grace. I got up and I hid behind a tree. A, I couldn't breathe, and B, I didn't know how to handle my emotions or other people. But this is not the champion within me. I had gone through so much to be dejected. I come back. I am ready to kick again. They already scored, Spencer. I am ready to kick again. I make everybody line back up. I grab the ball. "Spencer, you can do this," said no one. I hold the ball and I picture it sailing across the field into battle. I pull back and then I think to myself, maybe I'm not a good kicker. Why did that kid tell me I was? I draw back. And I threw it at his nuts. And then, just for a little bit, I was the champion of the lost football field. And everyone cheered me and laughed at that kid. And I learned some horrible life lessons. Thank you.
Yeah, my seat.
Okay, now if you weren't here earlier, the rule is everybody who's here has to do this. So no use holding back. Who's next?
I'll go if I can get up.
Yeah, you will. Woo! All right, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you the story of how I telepathically broke the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland. With my fear. I was 10. So, when I was 10 years old, I had never been to Disneyland before, It was all just stories that I had been told by my friends who went like every week, which kind of sucked for me. So we arrived at Disneyland in all its glory, and it's absolutely fantastic. We were there for 2 days. At the end of the second day, my then 15-year-old brother says, "Hey, let's go in the Haunted Mansion at night." I didn't think anything weird of it because I had no idea what that was. I just thought it was a big house. So we get in line. We wait in line during the fireworks show. Somehow it's still an hour long. We get up to the front and I start freaking out. I was 10 years old and this was the scariest thing that had ever happened to me. We go inside and we're in the creepy dark elevator. I look up and there are dead bodies hanging from the ceiling. I thought they were real. They were real. I start crying. My mom laughs at me. True story. She says, "It's okay. It's all fake. It's just a ride. It's Disneyland. You're supposed to have fun." It was all a conspiracy against me. I knew this deep down. We get out of this stupid elevator, and the paintings on the wall, they follow me as I walk. And I know that there are people in those paintings watching me, preparing me for my death. After a long wait in the dark, I couldn't see anything around me. My mother, sister, and I get into the doom buggies. That is what they are called. They are called doom buggies. I was holding a bag of bugles because that's what you eat at Disneyland. I crushed them all with my fear. We're in the doom buggy, and it seems that the ride is not going anywhere. I'm sitting there, sobbing, begging for any higher power to stop this madness and let me live. The ride starts. It's slow and creepy, and there's a creepy voice that was saying creepy things that were very creepy. Eventually, I start seeing things. A long hallway with a mirror at the end. Some mystical force was moving a candelabra around in circles. I start screaming. My mother starts patting me on the head, thinking that I'm faking it. My sister just sits there rolling her eyes. She was 13. She knew what was going on. The ride continues on, and suddenly there are ghosts everywhere. And then it stops. The ghosts are still all over, and I'm screaming, crushing the bag of bugles, begging for my mother to let me get out of the doom buggy. And then the lights go on, and a creepy voice in the dark says, "Please stay in your doom buggy. We are having technical issues." Half an hour later, a weird man in a creepy suit comes up behind our doom buggy. I start crying even harder. It's time to die, I think to myself. He looks at us and he says, "Yeah, we're gonna have to take you out the side door because the ride's broken and you can't stay here." So we walk through the now lit haunted mansion, out the side door. At this point, my entire face is drenched in tears. I can taste them. Not as good as the bugles, but now the bugles are crushed, so that's what I will sustain myself on until we leave this nightmare. We finally get outside, and I run to my father, standing by the exit. He takes me, and he lifts me up and holds me. And my parents say, "Yeah, we got free tickets, so we're gonna go back in." I scream for mercy. "Do not make me do this again. The most terrifying experience of my life." And so my father decides that while they are going back on the ride, he will take me to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. This was also a bad experience.
Not a better experience